Yo, what's good with you guys? My name is Fanta and welcome back to another video, man. Alright, look, before I get into the shenanigans, I do got a little bit of a story time for you guys, so stay tuned for that. But let me go ahead and jump into the build for today's video, man. Alright, so picking up from where I left off in my last video, we're using trace rifles, and the last one I used was Ruinous Effigy, and today we're going to be rocking with the Coldheart. So nothing too flashy going on with this trace rifle. You have Longest Winter, which pretty much makes ionic traces for your character whenever you're using it, and the longer the weapon shoots, the more damage it does on the target. So as far as the rest of the build is concerned, since I am using a arc based build, I'm going to be combining it with Mask of Backers just to get that boost from the damage whenever I do a dodge. The super is going to be Stasis. I'm going to be rocking with Ostringer, and everything else is kind of just, you know, whatever. I think definitely out of all the trace rifles I have used, definitely Prometheus Lens and Ager's Scepter are definitely like at the top spot for like my favorites. Ruinous Effigy was cool. It just takes like a little bit of setup for you. It's definitely a very unique trace rifle, and this one seems pretty straightforward. It doesn't seem like anything too flashy is going on with it, at least perk wise. But I'm thinking the damage output that I'm gonna get from Mask of Backers is gonna make this thing like a melting monster, but let's see. But as always, if you're brand new to the channel, my name is Finn. I do a lot of cut commentary and goofy gameplay, so feel free to stick around, check out this video, and check out some of the other stuff I have on the channel too. And if you already been rocking with your boy, welcome back to another video. Hopefully you guys have been great, and I do appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving me on my past couple of videos and just on my channel in general, man. But anyways, let me tell y'all something, man. Look, my friend of mine, look, she had hit me up the other day, and this is way back when I was in college and whatever, and she was just like, hey, you remember when this nonsense happened? There's no way I got freaking conversions, bro. You gotta be kidding me. But she had hit me up, and she had reminded me of a situation that had happened way back when we were in college. I think back in like 2020, I think it was. So we're going light shift, and this guy is not gonna look at me at all. He's just actually gonna keep on bot walking. Nice. Nah, bro, this thing melts for real. So look, one day we in college, right? We had one of our night classes, and it was probably like our 6:30 class, right? Now we get like a little hour in between for the actual like little lecture time. So we have like the first 30 minutes, and then our teacher at the time, he gave us like a cool like 45 minutes before we went to lecture hall. But only between that little period of time, whatever, we're doing like a little transition between like, you know, normal class and lecture and whatever. We might do like a little bit of like a study session with each other, and just catch up on some stuff, make sure like we got all like the information memorized and whatever. So check this out. So one day, right, we're studying whatever, and out of the blue, for like the longest of time, and this was like the funniest thing to me, for the longest of time I thought this girl was single for like the longest, because whenever we did like chill and joke around, she never brought up anything about like a partner or like a significant other or like anything, right? But fellas, always keep that in mind. If you got like a female friend, like make sure you know what their relationship status is before you get yourself into some nonsense, because I almost got into some nonsense behind this. So like, we're at our study session, right? We're just, I think it was like anatomy or something like that, and we're sitting here, we're just like talking and whatever, and she just randomly brings up her boyfriend. And I'm like, since when did Jotel sit down and get, what I'm saying? Like, since when is you settling down with anybody? Because I'm just going to say that she was a bit of a wild spirit, and I'll just leave it at that, right? Yeah, but she starts telling me about her boyfriend problems, right? And let me tell you something, as a guy friend to like a female friend, like, don't get me wrong, we don't mind hearing about it, right? We don't mind listening, okay? There's nothing wrong, with a girl telling us about her boyfriend problems, right? But at the same time, it's just like, God, like sometimes I'd be listening and I'd be like, dang, I need to take notes from this dude. Like, he getting away with all this. Like, nah, let me chill, I'm playing. Now she tell me about it. I'm just like, okay, back it up. Hold on. I'm like, first of all, how long have you been with this dude, and when did you plan on actually like saying anything about it? You feel me? She tell me about how this dude don't put his hands on her and whatever. This man on sat here, like, they over here arguing every other day about some nonsense. Who she hanging out with, who she texting, who's on her phone, who's on the social media, that kind of nonsense or whatever. Now here's what I mean when I say female friends will get you into some nonsense that you didn't even have to be in the first place, bro. Like, so she's airing all this business out to me. We're in study session, I'm just listening, I'm looking at my book, and I'm just listening. I'm like, okay, all right, okay, well, I hope everything gets better, what I'm saying? Because like, really, what am I supposed to say? Like, what can you say in that situation, right? Tough. Now, I was asking her, I was like, is there like any details that you may or may not be leaving out? What I'm saying? Like, I wanted to make sure there wasn't like anything extreme going on, like she was getting punched in the face. I'm like, is there anything extreme going on that I'm need to know about at this point in time, right? Let me tell you what this fool sat here and did. First of all, she sat there and done told the dude that I go to school with her, right? So I'm telling her, I'm just like, wait, you said what? She was like, well, I told him that, you know, I got a friend that could handle him if he kept being mean to me or whatever. I'm just like, you know, first of all, you my homegirl, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you cool. I get that, but why you cannot, if there's any females watching this, do not set your guy friends up for failure like this, because we ain't got time for it. Okay, I don't got time to be doing jail time behind some dude I don't know, man. You gotta get the perspective. First of all, off top, right? They already got relationship issues, right? Off top, they already got issues. You throw some random dude name telling so, oh, I'll get him to handle you. That man is ready to protect his honor like it's Vegeta fighting for his Saiyan pride, bro. That man is gonna make sure he's gonna do everything in his power. Like, yo, I could be walking and I get hit by like a freaking 1990 big back TV or something. I don't got time for that, bro. I'm just looking at her, right? And I'm like, wait, so you told him that I go to school with you and that I would handle him if he pulls up. That's what you sitting here and you're telling me. She's just casually like, yeah. And I'm just like, yo, I'm like, first of all, I don't even know what this dude looked like. I don't know if this man has a bazooka. I don't know if he got firearms. Like, look, this man could like straight up come here and like go freaking no rushing on, you know what I'm saying? If y'all remember that Call of Duty mission, that man finna go complete no rushing airport sequence up in here. I ain't got time for all that. And for all my sensitive Nancy's, I'm just joking, relax. So I'm just telling her, I'm like, so is he actually gonna pull up? And I might have jinxed it because she sat there, she was like mid-text, she was like, well, I can tell him to pull up because you're right here and we can talk it out. And I'm just like, what do you mean we? See, I'm not a big fan of the word we. See, whenever stuff starts hitting the fan, people start speaking French out of nowhere. Okay, all that French speaking when stuff starts hitting the fan with you, no, don't start saying we. All right, this ain't Paris. This ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't start speaking Creole. Like, don't start doing all that, bro. We're here talking about some, yeah, I figured we could talk it out. We, like, I don't know what this we stuff is, but nah, yeah, you don't lost your goddamn mind. But fast forward, right? Class ended, whatever. I'm just like, I know, like, this chick done set me up for failure. The dude is picking her up from the goddamn college, bro. So I'm like, you mean to tell me you going through all this, right? And he's picking you up? Yo, so we walk out of the parking lot. This man don't like walk like, okay, so there's like the parking lot, and then you got like the library that's like inside the campus, and then you got like a bunch of like just like middle ground building stuff that's kind of in between. He kind of like ran into us like in that little middle area when we're walking out, right? And so like we walking out, dude meet us in the middle, right? I'm looking at him. First of all, I was caught completely off guard because she described this dude like he was some like menacing person, right? First of all, this man had a stapler in his hand. Now, why he had a stapler in it? This man was gripping a stapler like he had a gun, bro. Hey, yo, well, I tell you, like, because I was so confused because I seen him, like, from far away, right? But I didn't think that's who it was. You know, that wasn't, like, in my brain. So I'm walking, and she was like, that's him right there. And I'm seeing the dude walk up, and I'm like, for real? So oh, is this the dude that you cheat on me with? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I'm over here. I'm just like, okay, hold on, time out. I'm like, so I'm over here telling dude, I'm like, hold on. I'm like, what did she tell you? And him, okay, so we start conversating just a little bit, right? They're kind of arguing, but I'm kind of like, you know, putting two and two together. Basically, what done happened is she wanted to break up with the dude, but instead of just saying, hey, I want to break up, she sat there and said, hey, I'm cheating on you with somebody else, I'm gonna leave you for him. I'm like, you mean to tell me this whole time, this toxic behind relationship you've been using my name specifically? You couldn't even make up a name, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna do all that, you can at least just like make up a name, give me an alias or something like that. Like, why you gotta use my whole government name for? You know what I'm saying? Be real, she done gave so much information on me. Do have my Instagram, Snapchat. I'm just like, this man got my whole social media handle, bro. You over here, you can't just be telling people all this info, dog. And this is why I say, like, the toxicity went both ways, because she was just as toxic as he was. I'm like, you mean to sit here and tell me that you've been emotionally abusing this man, right? Instead of just breaking up with the dude and just, you know, blocking each other, going your separate ways, y'all had to sit here and psychologically abuse each other. This is the whole Batman and Joker relationship going on, bro. Man, look, that conversation got so bad, bro. It revealed so much information that she was leaving out. I got into her case for leaving out information. If you're gonna tell me something, don't leave out critical information, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just leave out details. So I'm talking to the dude, I'm trying to figure out where did everything go wrong. I'm like, what started this prom, you know what I'm saying? Apparently the whole time they had been together, this man been taking her on dates, buying her everything, food, clothes, jewelry, and I hate to say it, fellas, you know, it's a lesson to be learned here, but Man was basically being a sugar daddy with no sugar. Now look, fellas, when it comes to women, right? You know, don't get me wrong, it's nice to do nice things for somebody you like. Don't get me wrong. You know, if it's a girl that you're interested in, y'all are seeing each other, it's perfectly fine to sit there and do nice things for each other, buy her stuff and whatever. But it gets to a certain point, energy has to be reciprocated. So you mean to tell me for the past 6 months that these two crackheads, it was like 5 or 6 months that they were together, but you mean to tell me for that extended period of time where they were fooling up with each other and he was getting no kind of playtime, you mean to sit here and tell me that you was getting her all this stuff and their energy wasn't being reciprocated, dog? And man was saying her talking about something like between like in the past like 5 to 6 months, he done sat there and spent at least $5,000+ on her. And first of all, I looked at her and I was just like, first of all, I need to take some notes. Second of all, like this whole time, like we're in this goddamn courtyard area. They're both okay. Well, he's breaking down. She's just straight gutter about the joint. She got straight poker face on. She over here just trying to go home and go to bed. She did not give a goddamn nothing about this man's feelings at all, bro. Like, it was just so embarrassing. Like the secondhand embarrassment I had there when I found out that she was basically using this man as a freaking money pig is absolutely insane. That's wicked work. I ain't gonna lie to you. You gotta have some serious nerve to sit there and just like use somebody for their money. I ain't gonna lie. Done buy her food, paid the girl bills. I mean, I'm talking about this man went above and beyond. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, like I said, at some point, fellas, you have to realize when you're doing a little too much, and he was doing a little too much. Especially if you're not getting no kind of playtime. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not saying everything's about playtime. Don't get me wrong. Not everything in life is about playing patty cake. But at some point, you gotta realize when you gotta just take your L. Okay, sometimes you gotta realize when you're beat. Sitting there in this courtyard, I almost took a seat on the bench, right? I'm over here like, so you mean to tell me you don't made this man, not only did you have the audacity to let this dude drop you off, you've been telling this man for the past however many months that I'm your little like sneaky link and whatever, and if he don't act right, you gonna leave him for me and whatever. Whole time I didn't even realize you even had a man's, and by the time I do realize, you tell me he pulls up and this man pull up with a goddamn stapler like he's gonna whack me with it, and just left out all kinds of details. I mean, the only thing she told me was that he was being abusive, that he was being toxic, checking her phone and whatever. You left out the part where you was treating this man like a whole money pig the entire time. I'm like, where was that information at? Because if she would have mentioned that, I would be like, first of all, you can't be using a dude like that. You know what I'm saying? I would be like, you can't be doing that. And then you know what makes it even worse? After that whole debacle happened, he sat there and left, and she over here telling me something, I need a ride home. I think at the time, I don't think she had a car. I'm just like, bro. But as I'm sitting in orbit for like the next 20 minutes, Coldheart is actually kind of lit. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I know it's doing a whole bunch of talking over the gameplay and whatever, but this thing is actually kind of, this thing is actually really good. Sometimes when I'm doing a commentary video and I'm kind of like melted, I've been melting people with this thing, and I didn't expect to be melting people the way it had been. I ain't gonna lie. I think the Mask of Backers combo is really doing this thing numbers. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, that is tough. Oh my. Golly. That is Coldheart. Now this is Coldheart without a callus. I have to go get the callus, and then I'll probably revisit this again actually. Callus, I'm looking over to the side over here, so it'll give me a stability boost. So I'll get 90 stability and I'll get a 50 reload speed. Okay, so that's actually not too bad. But yeah, that's Coldheart, you guys. So definitely take it out the vault, take it for a spin, have a little fun with it, do some different builds with it. I know I could have possibly used it on Warlock and Titan too. There's a couple of build ideas I had in the back of my head for it, but I kind of just went with the backers build on my hunter. So anyways, y'all take it easy, and I'll see y'all in the next video, man.